I don't know if any of you actually watch something called My Hero or Father Ted, but if you do, you may recognise, oh, I don't want to be a milkman no more. Oh, my name is Adel O'Hanlon, ladies and gentlemen. And I have to say to you, I am very, very, very happy right now. Right now, very happy. I tell you why, right? Last weekend, at my village fete, I won the annual Guess the Age of a Hen competition. Did you not hear me? I won the annual Guess the Age of a Hen competition. I actually won it 2 years in a row, because it was much easier the second year. I tell you what, I was driving back from that, down the motorway. I suddenly saw this big sign. This big sign said, "Tiredness can kill." I thought, my God, last Wednesday I stayed up all night watching telly. I could have died. You know, I was actually on a radio show, ladies and gentlemen. And this lady, she said to me, if you were stuck on a desert island, right, what $2 would you take? And I didn't particularly like the threat implied in that particular question, but I thought about it, and I thought, right, I think the first book would be a big inflatable book, and the second one, I don't know, how to make oars out of sand, something like that. Condoms! That got your attention, didn't it? Condoms! They're useless, aren't they? Useless! They don't work, they break, and quite frankly, your stomach can't handle a sudden impact of 2 kilos of cocaine. Not that I ever suggest that you go smuggling drugs, like, not that I suggest you did that, but if you was to do that, if you was to try it, what I would heavily suggest, right, is you take the drugs and you shove them up a dog's arse, like that, you see. Okay, not your own arse, which is a mistake many people make. Okay, because the thing is, right, once you've put the drugs up the dog's arse, when the sniffer dogs come round, they'll think they're just being a little bit frisky. I think it's foolproof. Unless, of course, you know, your dog wears sunglasses and sweats a lot. Why, my name's Ross Noble. I don't know if you know me, I'm a long-haired Geordie comedian. I've been on the telly a few times, you know. And I did this one radio programme called Ross Noble Goes Global, like. You know, and it was great because I got to go to all these fantastic places and stuff, you know. And one place I went was China. And I don't know if anyone's been to China, like, but it's a bloody big place, I tell you, right? And I was in Shanghai. And no word of a lie, this is true, ladies and gentlemen, there is actually a park there, right? A very big park in Shanghai called Fu King Park, right? And I thought, well, that's going to get a lot of Yorkshiremen into trouble, isn't it? Like, excuse me, show me where to Fu King Park. I'm sorry? Fu King Park, I want to get Fu King Park. Well, I don't like your tone. Fu King Park, well, I don't know, down Fu King Street. I tell you what though, right, the markets there are dead aggressive, like really, really aggressive, the markets. You know, the salesmen come up to you and follow you and stuff, you know. And there was this guy, like, I think he had like a music and video stall or something like that. And he was following me around the market, like going, CD, DVD, CD, DVD. And at first, like, I thought he was trying to sell me a CD, DVD. You know, like naked people rolling around and stuff, you know. CD, DVD. No, I don't want a CD, DVD. CD, DVD. Will you stop it with your CD talk? But it occurred to me, ladies and gentlemen, right, it's a good thing that DVDs took off and not like the old video discs. You imagine that in the market, someone coming up to you going, "You want VD?" Well, you know, you're a good-looking bloke and everything, but quite frankly, it's not the offer I was looking for. I don't know if anyone out there, like, is a fan of that programme, 24. I loves it. I absolutely love that 24. And it's sort of, for those you don't know, it sort of goes a bit like this. Previously on 24. That's like, you know, the little boxes in the screen, you know. It's like, there's Jack. There's like mission control. There's maybe a sexy lady, you know. And you've basically got all these like little events happening in different corners of the screen. And I thought, wouldn't it be great, right, if just one time, like, you know, we had like this episode where there's a guy in there who's got absolutely nothing to do with the plot whatsoever, just there for no reason, you know, like maybe an ice cream vendor or something like that, you know. Previously on 24. Cool. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Jimmy Carr. Hey. I had a girlfriend once, ladies and gentlemen. She said to me, did you know that there's actually a part of a man's earlobe that if you nibble it long and hard enough, drives them absolutely wild? I said, I think you'll find that's bollocks. Of course, each to their own. I have a friend, does it for him, likes to dip his testicles in boiling water. Not my cup of tea. My girlfriend said to me once, she said, are you having sex behind my back? I said, who do you think it was? It wouldn't hurt once in a while. Look back, see how I'm getting on. But, you know, I have to say, sometimes guys back me up on this. Sometimes women ask very awkward questions. Had one of those moments. We were sat watching some documentary on paraplegics. And my girlfriend turned round to me. She said, would you still be with me if I was a cripple? I thought, steady on. I'd leave you if you put on half a stone. Of course, I didn't say that. I said, yeah, I prefer it. But I have to say, I've got a friend, ladies and gentlemen. He suddenly started seeing two women at the same time. I said to him, they're like buses. He said, I know what you mean. You wait ages and then two come along at once. And I said, no, they're like buses. Of course, that joke went down about as well as it did there, pretty much at one gig. And this lady came up to me. She was a rather largish lady. She said to me, I didn't particularly like that joke. I think you're fattest. I turned round to her and said, well, actually, I think you'll find you're fattest. Just. Of course, I've played some very tough gigs, ladies and gentlemen. Last week, I was actually playing in an old people's home. I have to say, they didn't laugh, but they did piss themselves. Of course, you know, I have to say, like a lot of people, when I was a young lad, when I was very young, I used to have an imaginary friend, you know, somebody I used to pretend I could talk to and would give me advice and stuff like that. And then I grew up and stopped going to church. I can see that one's divided the audience, ladies and gentlemen. There are those of you who thought that was funny, and there's those of you who are clearly going to heaven. But I've got a stepfather in the audience tonight, actually, ladies and gentlemen. Loves his horse racing. Loves his horse racing. Last gig, I accidentally said horse raiding, but I don't think he likes that. I certainly hope not. But horse racing, yeah, loves his horse racing. Took me down to the racetrack one day, sort of first time there, gave me a bit of fatherly advice. He said, son, on this particular race, don't back the heavily handicapped horse. I thought, I'm not stupid. I'm sure for them, it's all about the taking part. Of course, horses tends to make me think of gypsies, don't know why. But I don't know if any gypsies in the audience tonight, but I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, whenever you see them on the telly, there's always some policeman or some counsellor sort of going, we want them to move on. Well, forgive me if I'm wrong, but that's just playing into their hands. But there we are. So I hope you've enjoyed the first act. I have to say, one more for you. Played an American gig. That was another tough gig, I have to say. American gig. Made a joke, like you do, about America. This guy came up to me afterwards, he said, I don't like your jokes. More to the point, he actually said, hey buddy, I don't like your jokes. I find them very patronizing. I said, well actually, I think you'll find it's pronounced patronizing. And it's when people talk down to you. Speaking of patronizing, and I think my mic's back. speaking of patronising, feel free to patronise the bar in the break. We're going to take a short break. We hope you enjoyed Act 1, and we'll see you in 15 minutes for Act 2. Thank you very much.